Morning, Christopher. Morning, Triforce.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's start with you, Triforce. Tell listeners a little about eSports.
Well, eSports is a 30-year-old industry that's being revolutionized right now. All over the world, it generates about $612 million for the players and the different jobs that it creates. Esports is like it's sports with technology. Technology is what enhances it, and it opens up a huge field for more people to get involved with. So the cap in terms of people getting involved in this form of entertainment is actually, there is no cap. People from 4-year-olds to 80-year-olds can compete in it, and because it's a new, an emerging market, especially now, it gives a lot of room for people to develop whole entire economic systems around it. North America, Eurasia as a whole, in certain areas of South America, and in the UK, you have huge esports organizations. They host tournaments with tens of thousands of people in attendance. It is even so big that on a community level, you have players that raise about $18 million to put in a pot to watch people, kids who get together and form teams and play online, so you can watch the actual competition and win the championships. So this technology for the industry that's being built is so powerful that it hasn't even reached all the regions in the world. So you can imagine if it's generating $612 million now, and it's only reaching certain regions in the world, what it would do if it came down here in Latin America as a whole.
Okay. Now, Christopher, walk our listeners through esports, the technology, how it is played, and how it can impact on the Jamaican economy in a positive way.
Well, basically, esports is fancy terming for competitive video gaming on a whole.
Yes.
So essentially, what every kid has done, any 90s baby has done from their young up until now, playing video games, only just like you run or play football with your friends versus an Olympic athlete doing it. It's literally the same level of focus and dedication that they have. They spend hours, they spend the entire day, they build their careers over this.
Yes.
Essentially, this has opened up things in a new way where you have people really young earning basically a very decent living. Depending on their skill level, they can go up to 6 figures.
Yeah.
I mean, the top players in the world, they're basically making over $1 million US a year, not just from tournaments, but they also do something they call streaming, where basically outside of tournaments, where you would sit at home playing, they just video cam themselves playing.
Okay.
And so they get other people interested not only in the game, but basically show them how to play the game better and grow as players. So as Triforce says, it creates a community, a family vibe.
Yes.
And I mean, family businesses is something that's really popular in Jamaica. That's something that's understood. So the community is strong. The players are definitely dedicated. I mean, why wouldn't you be dedicated to something that you can't see yourself not doing? I mean, people lose sleep. People play games for 2 days straight and don't sleep. And now they can do it and actually make something. Their parents can look at them and not blame them for wasting time or anything. They're putting not towards only the house, but their future.
Yes.
Because, I mean, not everybody is going to want to play it forever.
Right.
So you also have scholarships. Basically, people can give scholarships to people for playing video games, just like an athletic one. People can, outside of that, save up the money from their streaming and their tournaments and put themselves through college.
Yes.
Start up their own business. Basically, this becomes just one of the many economic avenues to build your own dream.
Okay. Now, Triforce, how popular is it in Jamaica, and what is needed to get it up and running in Jamaica?
Well, video games has always been popular in Jamaica. Anyone who's in the age range of 25 to 30, and any of the children now all know that we've grown up going through some stuff with our parents who's telling us stop playing games, go read a book.
Yeah.
So everyone understands that, but video games is very popular in Jamaica. In fact, it's popular throughout the entire Caribbean and Latin America and so forth. But speaking about Jamaica specifically, it has gotten to the point now that businesses, you have Chinese investors who are here on the island that's investing in actually pushing video games.
Okay.
Cyberbox is a land center that's out over there by Halfway Tree. The Chinese investors build a 72 PC land center just so people can go in there and play video games, because those LAN centers that they have 72 PC, those are normal in China.
Yeah.
They have thousands of those LAN centers, and each of the LAN centers have all 200-300 PCs in it, and they want to now bring that into areas of the world that doesn't have it.
Okay.
So speaking specifically about Jamaica, they want to help set down an infrastructure, and that's actually why they flew me down here, because of my background in esports throughout the remaining parts of the world. And they want us to set up an infrastructure where they can actually host and facilitate competitions and set up avenues for economic jobs.
Yeah.
That's the most important part. It's not necessarily about playing video games. It's about taking the passions of that what we've had growing up playing video games and creating jobs that can help Jamaica's economy as a whole.
Yes.
So you have these guys, sponsors, who have already put in $2 million in Cyberbox in terms of just giving away money and cash, and the amount of money that the Chinese investors have put into the land center itself, and they're looking to expand. It's not just going to be in Kingston. They want to try to expand in cybercubes throughout Jamaica and help. And this also helps from a technology standpoint. Jamaica is lacking in certain technology aspects, so this will help, foster a community where it's going to say, okay, let's try to push the envelope in terms of creating jobs and getting more technology out of there. So companies like Digicel, companies like Lime, Incomex, all of these other companies will be able to get in on the ground floor and help us develop this esports industry in Jamaica and move forward with it. So Jamaica is definitely ready. We've been doing this for about a year now. The first company to get involved with it seriously was really Digicel last year. They hosted DigiCup with the World Cup last year, and Align came in afterwards, and then so forth. But Cyberbox has really now been the authority of esports in Jamaica, and they have their own LAN center so that they use that as the venue to host all the competitions, and then they push that. Players are coming out. Our numbers are raising up every weekend. We're having like 100, 200, 300. It's growing. We even have an event this weekend called the Cell Games.
Okay, where is it?
This is going to be at Halfway Tree Spring Plaza, Shop 4.
Yes.
And this weekend we have $150,000 in prizes, cash and prizes being sponsored to us. Guys like Gizmos, No Scopes from the U.S. That's an international company. And then Skunk Nation Jamaica is definitely sponsoring the competition as well. So we want people to come out and partake into the event. And the technology, it actually interweaves into the culture of Jamaica, because they are dancing games.
Yes, okay.
And these dancing games, we're trying to mesh the dancing games with the culture of dancehall and reggae music in Jamaica. So there's so many. You would need a good 1 hour show to kind of like get into the different areas of how this integrates.
Okay. Now, finally, Christopher, tell our listeners, those who want to become involved with these games, what does it take?
Well, first of all,
what do they need to do?
First of all, they have to have a serious interest in it. I mean, if the game can't hold your interest, you're probably not going to want to play it for long. But when you find a game you're really interested in, don't let the failure stop you, because everybody know when you're not initially skilled at something, people kind of feel a way about it.
Yes.
But no, just push. Find friends, especially if it's a team game. Find friends that are just as dedicated or even more dedicated at you, that forces you to come out of your comfort zone.
Yes.
So it's hard work, dedication, and a good sense of fun. And believe it or not, strategy, intelligence.
Yes.
A lot of these guys, even if you don't put it as book smarts, there is a type of awareness and strategy that you have to become successful. So it's basically an all-round growing experience. I mean, it's like mini versions of life on your screen.
So those who want to participate over the weekend, what do they need to do?
Oh, they can just come down to Cyberbox, the LAN Center, either on Friday or early Saturday morning. We open up at 10 o'clock, and they can register.
Where are you located?
Shop 4, Springs Plaza and Halfway Tree.
Okay.
So right behind KFC. One of the things that I actually want to mention, because a lot of people are going to be concerned about this, and this is for the parents that are out there who are worrying whether or not this may interrupt children's school. When we're talking about a professional level,
yes,
and this is for all the kids who are listening out there, if that's even possible, but for all the kids that's listening out there, you need to go to school if you want to become a professional.
Yeah.
There's a difference between playing video games casually just to play and what we're talking about. We're talking about the professional aspect of the esports industry. And without an education, it doesn't matter how good you are in the game, you won't make it.
Okay. Thank you, Triforce. We have to leave it there this morning. Thanks a lot. That was Christopher Vaz and Triforce Johnson, partner and owner of the most successful esports team in the world, talking about the potential of the industry insofar as revenue generation and employment creation are concerned.